Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rosemary Onyancha. I'm going to do a presentation on Google Classroom, which is going to help the teachers, parents, as well as other stakeholders in this time of COVID-19. So you may ask yourself, what has happened in the recent past that has changed the way things are being done? What comes into your mind is the COVID-19. COVID-19 has really changed the way people are doing their things, and especially for teachers in how they are giving their services. I'd like to share my screen so that you see what is going to happen. So kindly be patient. So that is what we are going to do. And I've done the introduction. I'm Rosemary Onyancha, GEG Kenya. So we are moving on to something else, the objectives of the lesson. We're going to do the introduction. First, log in, create and customize your classroom, teacher navigation, class setting, set up grading, adding students, with a class code, inviting students with email and navigation through the class. So think of something that has recently happened to your life and has changed the way you do things. Google Classroom for dedicated educators come in handy. So we need to define the term Google Classroom. And Google Classroom is an application acquired at no cost that helps students and teachers to communicate, collaborate, manage assignments, go paperless, and be organized. There are two views. We have the teacher's view and the student's view. So for you to be able to use the Google Classroom, you have to have a Gmail account. And once you have the Gmail account, then you can go straight to this tab here. That is the matrix that has got the 9 dots for more application. And once you click it, you'll find that we have the Google Classroom listed there. So what you need to do to log in, you need to log in with your Gmail account, and then you click on the Google Apps icon at the top right of your window to select Classroom. Once the Classroom has been loaded, we have the plus icon. The plus icon is going to enable you to create a class or join a class. So if you click on create a class, it's going to enable you to go straight and create a classroom. So once your classroom has been created, it's going to have the look of what you're seeing there. We have number 1 as the main menu, number 2 as the stream, 3 classwork, 4 people, 5 grades, and 6 as class settings. So we are going to look at what each of the options does. So the main menu, which is represented by 3 lines, accesses all your classes' global settings as well as calendars. We have many other things that it can allow you to access. We have the stream. The stream is a communication hub where you can schedule announcements and communicate to your students in your class. We have classwork. This is where you create, distribute, and organize assignments, questions, and class materials. People page is going to allow you to add students and co-teachers to your class. We have the grades. This is where you view and update your grade book. We also have the class settings where you can add class details and access the class code, determine students' permission, and set up grading. So we are going to do that practically. I'm going to end this slide, then we go and do what we have talked about practically. So I will click on my Gmail account. Then I move straight to the right corner where I have my matrix. I will click the Google Apps option, and there you go. You can see where my classroom is. So let me share that page. Okay, there you go. So on my Gmail account, and I'd like to create a classroom. So what I will do, I will click on these Google application options on my top right, then click on Classroom. Okay, so it's loading. All right, so being given navigation instructions, and since we want to create a classroom, I will go to the plus next to the matrix and I click on it. Then I have two options that appear, that is join a class. If you click on join a class, you will be required to give a class code. But because we are not creating a class, we are not joining a class, I will click on create class. So I click on that plus and I select create class. So this dialog box is going to appear. And for you to be able to create a classroom, you can do that with the G Suite for Education account, but you can also do it with your account, that is personal account. It allows you as a teacher to create classroom for your students. So you will click I have read and understood the above notice, and I'm not using classroom at school and university with students. So I will click on continue for me to be taken to the next step. So the next step here is creating a classroom for my students, and I'd like to create a class for my Form 1 West. Okay. Section is section 1. I will call this section section 1. Subject, I will call this computer studies. Room, because we are not in any physical room, I'm going to type online. Then once I've given the information that is required, I will click on create. So I'm waiting for it to create. And once it is done, we are going to see the various options that we discussed. That is the main menu, the stream, the classwork, people, and marks. So it's giving me a pop-up there, what's new in classroom. And if it gives me the various things that are new in the classroom, so I will just click got it so that we can move on. So it keeps updating what is new in classroom. So as you can see, I have my Form 1 West class created, and the section is 1. You can see I have the stream page, I have the classwork page, I have the people's page, I have the marks page, and I also have the settings page. So I want us to go straight to the stream page, and we say that the stream page is a communication hub where you communicate announcements. You can create announcements or schedule announcements for your class. So for you to be able to type something here for announcements, you can click here for you to be able to create an announcement. And my first announcement would be to welcome them all to the class. Welcome all to this class. Okay, once I've done that, I can tell them that I'd like to share with them the coursework. Find attached the coursework for this semester, for this term. Okay, so once I'm done, I will go and add an attachment, because I've told them to find the course outline for that particular term. So my course outline is going to be in my Google Drive. Okay, so I'll select the Google Drive. Okay, and that is it. So once I'm done with the Google Drive, I will select that and add. Let's assume that the course outline. Then it is added. Once that is added, I will click on post once everything is set. Actually, what I want you to note is that you can post immediately, or you can schedule it to go another time. But I want us to post the stream, the announcement to the stream. So if you look at my stream, I already have an announcement there to welcome all my students. Okay, I go straight to Classwork. And in Classwork, this is where you can create assignments or ask questions or create quizzes and so many other things. So what I want us to do is I want us to create an assignment. So how do you create an assignment? You click on create, then you go to assignment, all right? So this one is just a navigation guideline that is popping up. So what you need to do is you need to give the assignment a title, and I will call it computer introduction to computers. Introduction to computers. So I can give further instructions. Kindly do your work online and submit after 1 week. So that is an instruction that I've given. So I can actually add a document from my Google Drive or from my file from a file in my computer, or I can even add a link to that particular document, or add a YouTube video for the students to be able to work on that. So what I want to do is I'd like to add a file, all right? And this one will allow me to upload a file from my device. So what I will do, I will click on my device. So it brings up the various assignments. So I will click on computer tab. That is where my work is. That is on the desktop. So I double click on it for it to open. Then I will come to select Form 1 to 5. That is what has the introduction to computers. Then the file is ready for upload. So I will click on upload. You can add more files if you want, but you can just upload a file if that is sufficient for you. So once I'm done with that, I will upload the file. So it is uploading. All right. So besides the assignment, we have this option here. We have students can view the file, students can edit the file and make a copy for each student. I'd prefer that we make a copy for each student so that they are able to answer the questions. And once that is done, I have made a copy for each student. and boom, I'm ready to assign the work. All right. So before I assign the work, I need to select the students that are going to get that particular work. But because I've not added the students to my class, then it means that there are no students there. But once they are added to my classroom, they're going to find their assignment there. So that assignment is not out of 100 points. So you can actually use the grading to be over 100, but you can reduce the marks, probably is out of 30. Then we have said that the due date is 1 week, so we need to add a due date. You can see that it has shown that there is no due date. So for me to add a due date, I will click on the arrow pointing down, and it's going to allow me to add a due date. Today is 29, and 1 week after is going to be on Wednesday next week. That is in May, and the date is 6. So I'm going to set up that as the due date, because the students are expected to work for 1 week. So the topic, I can create a topic and call this computer term 1. So we are not going to use the rubric at this time. So once that is done, I will click on assign. So it is assigning. So if you look at the classwork page, the assignment has been uploaded, and that is good enough. So I want us to move on to something else. We have seen that you can create an assignment, or you can create a quiz. So I select the second option, that is the quiz assignment, all right? So I will give it a name, all right? I call it computer quiz, all right? Then I give additional instructions. Work on the quiz and submit it after 1 hour. All right. So you realize that it has given me a blank form for me to use, but because we don't have the time of creating the form right now, I'm going to add a form, okay, from my Google Drive. All right. So I have the form here that I created earlier. All right, there it is. So I'll click on it and click on add. So it's going to be added. I don't need this blank quiz here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just delete it. Okay. So from there, I can come here before assigning and change the points that the form has. Like the form that I created has got 9 points. The due date is today, and today is 29, okay? And I can even set the, it's due today. I can just direct it to the topic that I created, that is computer term work. All the work is going to be saved in that topic. So once that is done, I will click on assign. So it is assigning. So under computer term 1, we have 2 assignments. Okay, so we are going on to the third option, that one of creating a question. So I'm going to create a question. And you can create a question that is a short answer question or multiple choice question. Okay, So if I want a short question answer, I will come here, and you can see I'm being prompted to type the question. So I will type, define the term computer. Okay, if you come to the extreme end, you can see that I have the option of short answer and multiple choice. So because that one is a description question, I will just select the short answer option. So the further instructions is optional. I'm going to leave it like that. Then once that is done, I go to this option here. I'm going to have the topic selected. Topic is computer term 1. Points, I'm going to have 2 marks. Okay. Due date is, we can set the due date as tomorrow, yeah, on 30th. All right. So once that is done, then I'm good to go. I will click on, before I click on ask, sorry, I have this option here. Students can reply to each other. So that one is an option. And we also have students can edit answer. So the students here can be able to see what the others have written about computer, and they're able to reply to each other. But if you don't want them to reply to each other, you can mute them by unchecking that particular option. But we can start by allowing students to reply to each other, and students can edit the answer. So once that is done, I will click on ask. So that one goes straight to computer term 1. So we have done so far creating an assignment, quiz assignment, and question. So in Classwork, you can also add material that you want the students to refer to, all right? So you can do that by clicking create material. So the material is introduction to computer notes, okay, or video. So I will come here and give them instructions. Watch the video below and make short notes. Okay, so once that is done, I'll click on the add. And because I want them to watch the video that is introduction to computer, I will click on YouTube. Okay, so I will be allowed to type the name of the video I want them to watch. So I will type introduction to computer. Then I click on search. There you go, we have the search results. So I will click on this first result that is there and click on add. So it has added that particular video, and the students are going to watch it and make notes. And what topic is it under? It's under the topic computer term 1, okay? So we'll click on the topic and then post. You can post videos, you can post PDFs, you can post Word documents. You can actually post even a link to the to where your notes are. So if you look at my classwork, my students have got several assignments assigned to them. So if you go to the stream, you'll find that the assignments are also listed there, okay? So you can see that the stream has got announcements. It also has got all the assignments that have been assigned the students to that particular class. And besides that, we can see that the due dates, those are upcoming to-do list. This is a to-do list. There is a computer quiz that is due today, and there is also a question that is due tomorrow. So you can be able to add other things, like we have added assignments, quiz assignments, questions and materials. And there's a way you can reuse posts. So if you want to use the same post with another class, then you can click on reuse post. All right. So there's this post that is available. You can see select class. So I will select that class. All right. And which post do I want to reuse? I will click on the computer quiz. So once that is done, I hope you're able to see. Once that is done, I will click on reuse. Okay, very good. So you can see my work has been assigned there. So I want to reuse it and set another due date. So I'm going to set the due date to this particular assignment to be after 1 week. So I will do the amendments, all right? So after 1 week, it's going to be on Wednesday. So I'll select on the 6th, Wednesday, and the points are still going to stand, all right? The topic is still going to be the same, but if you don't want that particular topic, you can click no topic. So it will be listed on top of the class work stream, the classwork page. So I can now change the instructions here, because the students are supposed to submit the work after 1 week. So the instruction there was 1 hour. So I will do the amendments here. So after 1 week, all right, very well. So I'm good to go. I will assign, okay. So it is assigning. I've been able to reuse the same post. You can see in my classwork page, I have computer quiz listed under the classroom page. It's not under any particular topic because I removed the topic. And we can also see that we also have the same, which due date is today. The due date for the one that I have reused is after 1 week, because I realized probably the students may not have been able to answer the questions. So we have done the classwork, and what I'd like us to do lastly is creating topics, which we have done. So we can go and create another topic. The first topic that we created was computer term 1. You can as well create another topic, and you call that computer systems. Computer systems. So all the other assignments that you're going to create, probably you can put them under computer systems. You can see that my topic, computer systems, has been listed. So we want to go to the people. How can you add people to your classes? You can add co-teachers, you can add students as well. So I'd like to add a student, and I'm going to invite one of the students, that is, sorry, I'll take you slowly. For you to invite a student into your classroom, we have this section here that allows you to invite a student to your class. So I will click this icon that looks like a person with a plus. So I click on it. And if I have the email address of the person that I want to invite, I will just type it, okay? Okay. So I have Fred there. So I'm going to invite him. And once I'm done with the typing the email address, then I will click on invite. I will invite him as my student. I can also invite other students through using the class code. And you cannot be able to type the email addresses for all the students in your class. It's going to be very tedious. So what you can do, you can just send them the class code so that they join the class. You remember the first time when we were creating the classroom, we had the option of join class and create a classroom. I want you to know that only teachers are allowed to create classroom, but students can join the classrooms. So teachers can create and join classrooms, but students can only join classrooms. So if I want students to join the classroom, I will go to my class, and I have the class code listed here. So I can display the class code, or I copy this class code for them to be able to use to enter my class. All right. So how do I copy the classroom? I will go to the settings. Okay. Then in the general section, I have my class code listed there. What I will do, I will copy that. Okay, the class code has been copied. Then I can send it to my students through my Gmail. So I will go to my Gmail and compose an email, and I'm going to send it to Fred. Okay. Invitation. I give the topic of invitation to classroom. Okay, so what I will do, I will just paste that there and give instructions. Kindly join my class using the class code above. So once I'm done, I will send that. All right. So when I go to the send, okay, I will go to the send. I will find that it has been sent to Fred, and he's going to accept the invite by clicking on the join. All right. So I want us to wind up by looking at something very quickly. I'm going back to my classroom. You have seen how you can invite a student to your class. So I'd like to show you how you can invite a co-teacher. The same way as we did with the students, you just click on the icon that looks like a person with a plus and invite a co-teacher. So I will invite, yeah, there's one person listed there. So I'll invite that person as a co-teacher and click invite. So when they go to their email addresses, they will find the invite and they're going to accept the invite. So we are going to have another session, and I believe you can now be able to create a classroom. You can now be able to create announcements as well as schedule announcements in your classes. You can be able to create assignments for your students. You can be able to create questions, materials, and reuse posts, and even organize your work using the various topics. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to ask questions. And if there are no questions, then we're going to end the session there. Okay, is there any question? You can raise up your hand if you have any question. Is there any question? So we are moving on to the question and answer section. Okay. If there is any question, you can type in the chat and we are going to get back to you. And I'd like to thank you so much for joining us for this particular session. And we are going to share materials for you to be able to refer in case you want to create a class for your classroom. So otherwise, thank you so much and have a blessed evening.